Hey there everybody, Gideon's Tactical here again, doing another quick review for you. This is the review of the Bucklite Max folder. I'm just going to kind of go give you a couple quick specs here really quick, and we'll look at the quality of the blade and what I think about it. Let's see here. First off, this comes in 3 different sizes. You can get it in 2.5 inch, 3, and 3.5 inch blades. This is the 3-inch model. So this is a great size model for EDC, and that's what I originally bought it for. I took it over on a trip to Cambodia, and it worked out great. Did awesome. Did everything that I wanted it to. So let's just kind of start here at the beginning. Here, made in the USA, as you can see, which is great especially for the price point of this knife. Made in the USA, awesome. Made with Buck's 420 high carbon steel, which I really like that steel, particularly on their smaller EDC blades. It's just a steel that's very sharp. You can get resharpened. This has been the easiest knife for me to resharpen out of all the knives I have. I'm not a great sharpener. I'm trying to get better at it. But this thing, I mean, with about 5 minutes worth of work, I got it razor sharp again. Now it does dull in a considerable amount of time. You know, I mean, I don't know, a week. No, never mind, not a week. About 3 weeks, a month worth of good use. You know, cutting boxes, cutting paracord, whittling, and then I had to resharpen it. So about a month, and that's definitely for what I use it for. And I mean, I definitely use it a lot. It works great for me. So yeah, this just has a really nice long straight edge, and it kind of comes up to a clip point. You can see here, not sharpened right here, but just kind of like a clip point, very sharp here on the edge. I don't know what type of grind this is. I don't know if it's a hollow grind or not. All I know is I can get it really sharp, and I looked on some websites and I couldn't figure it out. But I can get it sharp really easily. It didn't rust when I was over in Cambodia at all, even though it's high carbon. So I was really happy about that. Thumb studs, which actually out of lockbacks, after I lube this, I lube up all my knives with White Lightning. You can get it at Walmart for like $5 for a big huge can that'll last you like a couple years. I'm going to try and do this on screen, which is not always easy. This is actually, out of all the lockback knives that I have, the easiest to deploy. I barely have to flick it. The thumb stud is just perfect, digs in your skin, into your finger perfectly, and with just a little bit of a wrist flick, I can get it out there, and it doesn't really beat up my finger like some of the other ones. My dozer, which is very similar, has a lockback design, but there we go. It can deploy almost as fast, but the texturing on the thumb stud itself is really, I mean, it digs in your finger, but it chews up my finger, and it gets painful after a while if I'm whipping it out a couple times a day. I mean, it gets kind of painful, and so this just seems to deploy faster, and I like that. Lockup is good. No play up and down, left, right, which is great. And as we kind of move on here, we're looking at the construction of the handle. It doesn't have any screws at all anywhere on this handle. No screws. It's like rivets. Which, I mean, I've had this now for like 5 months, and I haven't found any problems with it. And for a cheap knife, I mean, these things are cheap. These aren't much to buy, particularly for a U.S. made knife. I mean, I'm getting my use out of it, and I haven't had to, and it's nice because I don't have to worry about retightening these or whatever. Now that means you can't take it apart to clean it if you wanted to, because it is as you can see, you can't blow it out really. I mean, you could do some compressor and blow it in, but it's not like a see-through or anything like that. But yeah, the lockup is nice. The rivets I have no problem with. I heard some people complaining about it. I have no problem with it. And then the texture itself, it says it's like fiberglass on the website. There's a little bit of beating. You can hear it. I mean, it's definitely kind of like a plastic ish feel. There is some texture, not a ton, but there's definitely some texture. G10 I think would have been better, but I mean, this isn't bad for particularly an EDC knife. The handle, I gotta tell you, okay, I wear large size gloves. This is one of the best feeling handles I've ever had in my life. I mean, it doesn't have any jimping here on this, and it actually you can kind of see it. There's this raise right here, but it doesn't do anything. I can either get back on it if I want to do some carving back here, or I just get up there and my thumb joint just fits perfectly on there, and then I just put my thumb and whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. So no jimping in, it doesn't bother me that it doesn't. But man, the handle just with this little finger choil here, and then just the way it's designed, and it's kind of like a rounded, I mean, you can see it's definitely thicker than my dozer, but it has these really nice rounded edges, and why this dozer is just like completely flat and kind of has boxier design. This thing is just very ergonomically well designed, feels amazing in your hand when you're whittling. You're not going to get any fatigue. You know, you're cutting through tons of boxes or something. So that's great. Lanyard hold, as you can see, put a lanyard on it. The lock back is back here, a lot of them, and again, like I have a couple Spydercos. I have the Metal Arc, as you've seen on a review. I got this dozer. These are in the center. This one is in the back. You know, you just push that in. And some people complain, oh, well, you know, you have to use two hands to close it. I don't care, and I don't really have to use two hands to close it. I can put it up against my pants or against the table, you know, whatever I need to do, and boom, I get it right back to where it is. So basically, what I can describe this as to you, and there's one or two things we're going to talk about. Those are all the good things. That's everything I love about it. The good paracord lanyard hold, the handle, the blade steel, all that stuff is awesome. I mean, and this thing just can shave and feather wood like nobody's business. What was I going to say? Kind of lost my train of thought there. Oh, yeah. If you like the classic buck knife of, what's it called? The Hunter 110 or the Ranger 112, this is basically the EDC version of that with a pocket clip and thumb studs. Because when I bought those years ago, I was like, man, I really wish that I could carry this every day, and it had thumb stud and pocket clip. These knives would be amazing. And that is what they basically did with this. They made it a little bit lighter. They gave you the exact same lockback design. They gave you the exact same blade and steel, and then just threw a pocket clip and made it a little lighter and put the thumb studs on it. So I really like that about it. The one downside about this knife, which makes me really sad, because I've had to basically move it from EDC to my what's it called, bug out bag folder, which isn't bad because it does amazing for my bug out bag, and it's good because it's lightweight. It's very lightweight. I think it's like in fact, yeah, it's actually lighter than my dozer. I'd say, you know, I know the dozer's like 2.5, so I'd say this is close to like 2 ounces, probably like 2.2 ounces, very lightweight. Is the pocket clip. Man, if I wish with all my heart that they had worked a little, just put a little bit higher quality steel on this pocket clip, and this would be an EDC knife that I would never get rid of, and I would use it all the time. The problem with this particular pocket clip is this: the steel is very weak. You can see, I mean, I could pull this right now, and I could definitely bend this and break this. And I do not like loop designs. I much prefer pocket clips like this that have a tapered design and go in. And you can see here the two differences. This does not have a very big belly to grab your jeans with. This does. And the problem with that is it will grab onto things, and that's what happened. I was just walking past, I was walking through a bus, and this caught on a seat and totally pulled it away. As you can see there, you can see through, pulled it away from the frame, and I have done everything I can. I've tried doing like crimping it, you know, I've tried like using pliers and bending it back to its original, you know, kind of hardness to the body of the knife, and it won't do it. Again, I just don't like this loop design. It always seems to end up being like kind of weak, whereas these particular types of pocket clips seem to work a lot better. So that's the only downside, because now, unless I'm wearing really thick jeans, this pocket clip, the knife wants to fall out of my pocket all the time. And it still catches on stuff, and I'm putting on a jacket or something, it'll catch this, and it'll kind of almost want to pull it out of the knife, my pocket, so it makes it want to get lost. If you can figure out some way to, like, that's just the thing I'm warning you about. I mean, other than that, this is an amazing EDC knife. Amazing. Man, I cannot say enough about it. I love it. It's a great folder. Love the ergonomics. Love the blade. Man, I mean, and this pocket clip just holds it back from being EDC. Now, that doesn't mean that I can't carry it EDC. I can. Sometimes I do if I'm wearing like a really thick pants, or if I know I'm doing like an all-day hike and I'm not worried about it, falling out or something like that, then I'll carry this. But just for, sitting up, getting up and down, moving around, and, running around and stuff, this pocket clip can really hold it back. So that's why now it's in my bug out bag and it's going to stay there. The pocket clip helps to just kind of keep it in the pocket that I've put it in my bug out bag, but that's about it. And what sucks is because now it's jacked, I can't unscrew it with the rivets and just use it as a knife without a clip. Even if I try and break this off, I'm gonna have this wicked sharp edge back here. So I mean, it sucks. Man, that's the only drawback, and that's a big drawback, because if the pocket clip worked right, it would be amazing. So, I mean, aside from that though, the Buck the Buck Light Max folder is an amazing folder, particularly because they made it in 3 different blade lengths. They just did everything right with the handle, with the paracord hole, with the thumb studs, with the action for the lock back. All that stuff is great. Everything but the pocket clip. So hopefully this helps you guys out a little bit. I would still definitely recommend it, particularly if you're looking for a good knife to throw in a bug out bag. Highly recommended. Maybe get the 3.5-inch one to get a little bit more blade for you. But definitely check one of these out. They're a great price point. You can't beat them for the price point, in my opinion, for an American-made knife. So hopefully this helps you guys out. Remember, stay equipped and stay prepared, and I will talk to you guys soon.